This is story time right here. Let's draw the picture of what a New England Patriots victory looks like, Michael. How did the Patriots come in, hand the 49ers their third straight loss? Patriots improve to 2-2 to get back to 500 this year. What does that game look like to you?
Well, ideally, what the Patriots need to do is something they were completely unable to do on Thursday night against the Jets, and that is keep the game close. Don't fall behind early, because when this team does, they are not equipped to come from behind. So what they need to do is establish the run once again early. That's not an easy task against the San Francisco 49ers, who have a very good run defense, just 104 yards per game on the ground. If the Patriots are going to hope to find some cracks in that run defense, they have to get them in the yards per carry, where the Niners have been known to yield a little bit more in that category. I believe, according to the statistics I've seen, allowing 4.5 yards per carry right now. So that's where, again, Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, maybe a combination of JaMychal Hasty and a practice squad call-up of Kevin Harris may help them to do so. If the Patriots can do that and keep the game close, they do have a puncher's chance at being able to take it to the 49ers here. They're also going to have to improve on what we saw defensively from the Patriots last week, and really started against the Seattle Seahawks a couple of weeks ago. They need to win the edge more than they lost it. And for the last couple of weeks, they have not done so. Keon White, number 99, their lead pass rusher, needs to be able to try to get home. That's a very tough task to do against this against the San Francisco offensive line, but the Patriots need to try to establish that if they are going to be competitive in this game. And then lastly, and it sounds very rudimentary and it sounds very basic, but the Patriots have to force turnovers. They need to start making their own opportunities, getting some plays, having things swing their way, and gaining and grabbing the momentum from the home team in the Bay Area. If they do all three of those, New England is going to make this close. I'm not going to go outright and say, oh, they'll win this game if they do all three, but they'll keep it close enough to make things interesting. If any one of those boxes isn't ticked, I don't think the Patriots come away with a victory in the Bay Area against the Niners this weekend. And if they don't come away with at least a couple of those ticked off, then it really could be another ugly night in store for the New England Patriots.
And then maybe we'll
I
see
joked.
McVay in week 5 if that happens.
I joked with Mike, prior to hitting record about how he popped on the stream and he looked so confident. And if I'm the New England Patriots heading to the 49ers, kind of seeing this team licking their wounds a little bit, I would be confident as well. I'd assume that Gerard Mayo and the coaching staff are talking to those guys saying, hey, we just got to play our game and do our job. This is a team that the 49ers that have all these high expectations is not quite the same team right now as they were heading into the season, with all these injuries that they're dealing with, banged up, a lot of uncertainty at certain spots. Let's play our brand of football. Let's play a clean game, protect our quarterback a little bit, and give us a shot to win this game on the road.
Yeah, you're right, Croc. It's a good time to play the 49ers right now. And a lot of the things we've said about this, it's like, okay, I think the 49ers are a better team. They can take advantage of this. Weak linebackers. Kyle Shanahan's going to put the linebackers in a blender. Niners, big favorites by more than a touchdown. We said all those things last week about the Los Angeles Rams, and the Niners went up 14-0, and it looked like, okay, it's going to be a cakewalk of a game, and they weren't able to close it out. So there are ways you can beat the 49ers right now, and they're still figuring out some things on defense with their new defensive coordinators. So you've got to take teams seriously in the NFL, and maybe it's only a bad week to play the 49ers if they figure those things out. Otherwise, it seems like this might be the best time to play the 49ers because they're figuring things out a little bit slow this year, and obviously have a lot of people banged up. Croc, what's the path to victory for the 49ers, though? What's that picture look like?
I guess it can be as simple as either not having Ronnie Bell on the field or having Ronnie Bell make sure that he catches the ball. And if he catches the ball late in that game, we might be viewing the 49ers a little differently, knowing that they're having injuries, but hey, you can overcome them and still win. Right now, it feels like the injuries have hurt them, and guys not really stepping up and making the play when it needs to be made. And whether it's special teams, we saw that. Mike came on here and said, hey, the Patriots, they lost in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams. When the fourth quarter against the Rams, the 49ers lost all three phases, and it hurt them big time. So can you play a little bit cleaner game? And if so, then maybe like last week where it looked like the 49ers are going to run away with the game, maybe they can run away with one against the New England Patriots.
Mike, I like to ask the opposing hosts, when we do these crossover episodes, if there's a secret superstar player, and maybe superstar is a strong word, but a player that opposing fan bases might not know that much about. And I'm looking at like some of the young receivers, and I really liked the 4th-round wide receiver in Javon Baker, and I'm wondering how Polk and those young receivers are developing there. Is there any secret superstar player that, whether it's offense or defense, that 49ers fans might learn their name and know that name after Sunday they don't really know right now? And for example, like for the 49ers is Juwan Jennings, but now he's not a secret because he broke out in a big way last week. Who's that guy for the Patriots?
Well, I think the name is somewhat known. It's very well known up here in New England, but it may not be known that well on the West Coast, and that's Demario Douglas, the Patriots' top receiver from 1 year ago. Demario is a shifty player, and he has the ability to win his matchups from pretty much anywhere on the field. He's most comfortable in the slot, but this kid can win his battles on the perimeter as well if he needs to. Demario is someone who has wanted to have the ball fed to him, especially over the first couple of weeks. Didn't see a whole lot of action in this passing game for obvious reasons, but the Patriots made a concerted effort to try to get him involved, and he delivered 7 catches, catching over 60 yards. Not going to illuminate the stat sheet, but considering what the Patriots offense looked like against the Jets, it was actually a pretty good showing. So I look for the Patriots to continue to try to feed Demario. He's your best playmaker. Give him the ball. Let him try to make things happen for you. That may be a name that Niners fans may want to remember. On the defensive side of the ball, linebacker Anthony Jennings is not someone that typically gets an awful lot of press because of the position he plays, but he is very key in being able to set an edge and also be able to set the tone both on run and pass defense. If the Patriots are winning their matchups there, it might be because Jennings is having a big game.
We're going to save our predictions for our Friday episodes here on Locked On 49ers and Locked On Patriots, respectively. But I do want to reference that 10-point line. 49ers 10-point favorites in this game as a 1-2 team. Mike, Croc, what do you guys think? Does that feel like it's a little bit too much with the way the 49ers have played the last 2 weeks?
It might be more about how the New England Patriots have played offensively. And it's been a little slow, and they'll see if they can get things going with Stevenson. If they can't run the ball early, then what does that look like? You're forced to pass the ball. They haven't been able to get pass protection. Maybe they assume that the 49ers you got Leonard Floyd, paid some money for him. You got Gross Models, you got Nick Bosa. Can those guys wreak havoc? And if so, then it'll be a long day for the New England Patriots offense. That's what I believe they are assuming with that point spread.
Yeah, I think Croc is right on the money. I think he's absolutely right. The Patriots right now on offense have not been able to establish it. And without being able to run the ball early, they run the risk of another anemic offensive output. Also remember, the San Francisco 49ers team right now may be struggling, but they are the defending NFC champions for a reason. There is tons of talent in all 3 phases. All they need is a get-right game to put it all together. They might find it this weekend against the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and then even for the Patriots, that week 1 win at the Bengals, it doesn't look as good as it did in week 1, right? Because now the Bengals are actually 0-3. And so it's like, oh man, even that game where you're like, oh, okay, this team's better than we thought coming into the year. And then you lose 2 straight and you realize, oh man, the Bengals might actually be trash. So maybe that wasn't that great of a win.